The Kentucky Derby Trail is heating up, and it's a jam-packed weekend next weekend with 3 Derby preps, including one that has always been a hot race for sending competitors into the Kentucky Derby and the Triple Crown Trail, and that is the Fountain of Youth Stakes. It's not just another prep race, it's a launch pad for the Kentucky Derby. We're going to take a look at that field right here, right now. Hello again, everybody. I'm Colin Sheehan, your host here on the Doubling Down Show. It's Fountain of Youth Week. It's Rebel Week. It's Gotham Week. Stay right here on the channel because we'll have content coming at you left, right, and center. Last year, the Fountain of Youth produced the Kentucky Derby winner in Sovereignty. The year before that, it was Dornoch who went on to win the Belmont Stakes. And if you're looking for the next serious contender, history shows you that this is the race that you start at, including Forte 3 years ago and the 4th place finisher in the Kentucky Derby Simplification the year prior to that. So the history absolutely shows you that this is a race to pay attention to. And I'm excited because there's some horses who we've been waiting for on this Kentucky Derby Trail. If you take a look at our top 5 long shots video, you have some of those horses returning right here on Saturday. Let's take a look at that field. And some of those long shots I talked about was the number 1, Jackson Hole, and the number 10, Solitude Dude. Those are 2 horses who we thought were undervalued in Pool 4 of the Kentucky Derby Future Wagering. Jackson Hole is a horse that Vinny had brought up to me as one to pay attention to. Pete Aiello, the announcer, actually made a pretty funny comment in this horse's race as he was coming down the stretch, saying he doesn't know what he's doing, but he's doing it well. And that was Jackson Hole here in the stretch, kind of all over the place. There you go. So Jackson Hole in this performance was one that stood out to Vinny. That was the horse's first time out, going 7 furlongs. Then second time out, goes in a mile and a 16th in the allowance claimer with Flavian Prat aboard and wins by 5.5 lengths. Interesting to see that Johnny Velasquez is back aboard for this Todd Pletcher trained $1.3 million horse by Nyquist. Okay. There's some angles here that pop up for us on RaceLens. The number 2, Rockies Balboa, who first time look for me out of the Dale Romans barn wasn't as interesting. But what you see here is that the peaking form pops up. A horse that had raced in the last 30 days, was on the first call by 3 lengths, was at the second call by 3 lengths, and the margin of victory ends up being more than 3 lengths, and they're wheeling him back. So in this particular instance, Rockies Balboa was on the front end, ended up winning the last race by 5 lengths, actually won the last race prior to that by 5 3/4 lengths. But the one thing we want to pay attention to is he's coming out of a maiden allowance optional claimer. For me, maybe diving into the deep end here, especially having this 6.5 and 7 furlongs distances are not interesting for me. Number 3, Talkin's a horse who last September, October was absolutely on my radar. He's in my USA Steeplechase Derby stable where we had to put that together at the end of last year, and now we're tracking their performances and we can swap one in and out. Talkin's still in my stable. I was really impressed with his second place finish in the Champagne, was behind Napoleon Solo, who nobody was beating on that day. Was disappointed in his effort in the Remsen, coming back, finishing 9th, beaten by 18.5 lengths. Says 4 wide on both turns. He ended up tiring. Wondering he's going to have to show something. Sire is Good Magic, $600,000 purchase. Hopefully there's more there for me in my stable. Commandment's your number 4. He gets a green RaceLens angle, which is Brad Cox bringing back horses in that window between 45 and 60 days. He hits at 27%. It's 161 starts over the last year with a success score of 7.4. ROI is a little bit in the negative there, but it just highlights for me, without even needing to look through the past performances, that the timing is right for horses trained by Brad Cox. Commandment's coming off of 2 victories, 7 furlongs, and then a win in the Mucho Macho Man. He saved ground in that race, and what I wanted to show you on this replay was that when they came around the turn, he had a wall of horses in front of him, and thankfully the space opened up. It opened up nicely. Went a little bit too far. Here it is. So he's in there with the red cap, and we'll go back a little bit further for you there so you can see it again. He is in the red cap, tracking these 4 horses. He's a $500,000 into mischief. And there you go. It opens up. He bursts through, and he makes easy work of this field. And we can go through and take a look at who he beat in the Mucho Macho Man to see if any of those horses came back to win. Roger That Dana hasn't started. Max Capacity, the 4th place finisher, finished 9th next time out. Epic Summer finished 5th. And the last place finisher actually finished 4th at Gulfstream Park, earning an 83 speed figure. So it goes to show you that maybe what Commandment did in that last time, earning that 93 in that stakes race, when you look at the field raced against, wasn't as impressive. Now, Bravaro, the number 5 for the Safi Joseph barn with Tyler Gaffalione aboard, is one that I am absolutely interested in. You'll see that 2nd place finish last time out against Nearly. Nearly's not here. And Nearly, to me, is my, at least at this moment, number 1 on the Derby trail. Here's Bravaro 3 wide. He's the number 8, tracking on the outside. And Nearly's going to put away this field very nicely. Cannoneer was the 3-2 favorite that day. He was one of those horses that had the big performance, who people were expecting to repeat and just did not in the Holy Bull. It was Nearly who had a breakout performance. And there's Bravaro finishing up pretty nicely. He's losing ground on Nearly. Like I said, for me, Nearly is at the top of this crop. I'm more highly on Nearly than I am on Paladin. So Bravaro finishing 2nd there isn't that bad. And I like that he goes 6 furlongs, a mile on the 16th. He has the race on January 31st. A lot of things pointing in the right direction for Bravaro for me. Now, Chief Wallabee is one of the horses who I mentioned. These horses that have these breakout performances get a nice Equibase speed figure. People are eager to play them back. Chief Wallabee was number 5 on our top 5 list that we put out earlier. Bill Mott and Junior Alvarado are connections you absolutely want to pay attention to. The fact that this horse debuted at 7 furlongs, I think, is intriguing. Worked out February 21st, February 13th, February 2nd. Prior to that, had the little break with the race on January 10th. 102. He's going to be a short price in here because of all the attraction, all the noise you hear about Chief Wallabee. I've seen him on a lot of people's top 1, 2, 3, 4, top 5s. I'm a little bit like, let me see it. I'm more intrigued by Bravaro, who has the 3 races. If I'm going head-to-head with those 2. And then you have Napoleon Solo. So the heart of this field here, the 5, the 6, the 7, is really some talented horses, and we're going to get a good look. Napoleon Solo's the Champagne winner who hasn't raced since October 4th, but he got a 99 Equibase speed figure on that day. And love to see Kendrick Carmouche. We'll play our Kendrick Carmouche alert. Always be doubling down on my man, Kendrick Carmouche. Napoleon Solo went wire to wire in that race and drew clear by 6.5 lengths. $40,000 Keeneland September sale. Sire Liam's Matt out of a Scat Daddy mare. I want to see it again. For me personally, it was impressive. I'm okay passing, I think, on Napoleon Solo right now as I tape this on Sunday. We'll see as the week goes along. Bull by the Horns is interesting from a why is he here standpoint, going 68, 73, 79, ran January 16th, finishing 3rd for Safi Joseph. No thanks. Global Aviator is your number 9. Bit of a tight start is what the comment says. We can jump ahead and show you. Global Aviator is the number 4 here on your replay. So you can watch number 4 as the comment says. There he is circled for you very nicely with my streaming delay. It's the 5 who breaks out a little bit and then moves in on him, forcing him to, go a few strides to his left. The bumping is, to me, not as egregious as you might take on by the comment there. So take that for what it is. In his first race, he was off slow. So out of the gate might be a little bit of an issue. Number 10, Solitude Dude. Here's a horse that was on our top 5 long shots out of class wager pool 4. Does the outside post hinder him? It's a horse that wants to be on the front end. You see all the blue. That means this last race was the highest class rating in the field. And 2 back, he had the highest Equibase speed figure in the field with a 101. But what I like is the 94, 101, 96. That's consistency enough to know that you're going to get an honest effort from Solitude Dude. We can take a look at the swale, see who was in there. Class President hasn't raced. In fact, none of the horses out of that race have run back yet. We can go look back at the inaugural at Tampa Bay. Max Capacity finished 4th next out. The 3rd place finisher finished 6th. Undertaker finished 2nd. You can click on these horses and quickly get a sense of what speed figure they got next time out. So Undertaker came back. He ran against Emerging Market and Power Shift. What an unbelievable duel those two had coming down the stretch. So no chance there for Undertaker, who earned a 47 that day. The race back after the one in the inaugural, he earned a 70. So nothing flattering there out of the races from Solitude Dude. On the outside, I'm concerned, especially at Gulfstream Park at the mile and the 16th. You could see where they start and how quickly that first turn comes up on them. If he wasn't on the way on the outside, I think I'd be a lot more intrigued by him. And then lastly is number 11, Lost Money, who has junior Javier Castellano aboard. He earned 81 last time out, finishing 2nd at Gulfstream Park to Canaletto. On that day, Canaletto earned a 94. Let's take a look quickly. Canaletto's an Sorry by Into Mischief out of a Distorted Humor mare, won by 8 lengths with Proud aboard. So an interesting horse to lose to there, but I think might be in too deep here in the Fountain of Youth. That's a quick run through of the field. Throw in the comments, who are you most intrigued to see come back? Do you think Chief Wallabee backs up that monster performance with another monster performance in the Fountain of Youth? Or are you interested in Bravaro, a horse who finished 2nd to Nearly, but I think is certainly talented enough to win this race? Throw it in the chat. Until next time, I'm Colin. Good luck, everybody.